حي على الفلاح.
Brothers and sisters, look, we all love the religion and we want to be religious. And we love our scholars and we love what we've learned, that's fine. But please, let's not use social media and the internet to try and, create a circus or create a kind of a war zone through differences in fiqh, in jurisprudence. Let's not do that, please. It gets very ugly and very messy. You've got an opinion in Islam and another shaykh or someone who following another shaykh has got another opinion in Islam. If people have got their evidences, they've got their evidences. And even scholars or people of deen or religion, they're not supposed to go online and start saying, I'm telling you, I give you a challenge to try and have a debate with me, and this is the date, and if you don't reply to me by this date, then there's going to be, it's almost like I've won the bout. Come on, guy, take it easy. Please take it easy. I know you love your religion, and I know you think you're right. But this is not the way to go on social media. The whole world's watching us. And Muslims who look up to scholars are watching these people go out there. And, they're dressed as scholars, they speak like scholars, and they come onto the platform of YouTube or some other, social media platform, and they're kind of making this sound like this is how we deal with our problems. I give a challenge, and if this person doesn't meet my challenge, then that means I've won. Hang on a minute, where are you? Seriously, where are you? The people, Imam Bukhari rahimahullah, he's got a chapter that says, just to show the humbleness of a person is وَمِنَ الْعِلْمِ أَن يَقُولَ الرَّجُلُ لَا أَدْرِي. A part of knowledge is for a man to admit that he doesn't know. Where's the humbleness in the whole of knowledge? And look, if you've got a situation where you've got an ikhtilaf or a difference of opinion, my friend, go to the person, go meet him, sit privately. Sit one-to-one. Don't make it a show. Don't invite the whole world or let the whole world clap their hands or jeer you on or boo your opponent. Don't let that happen. This is not the religion. This is not what our scholars did in the first great few generations of scholars that this ummah produced. We're supposed to have, you're supposed to be humble and think, well, I could be wrong and my opponent could be right. And I'm going to be humble enough to go and ask him for his evidence, and I'm going to analyze it nicely. Most of these guys, they're convinced they're right. So it's like, I'm convinced I'm on the right, that's it. You got no dalil, no evidence, that's it. I'm going to come with my dalils, I'm going to bash you with my dalils. Is that religion? When the Prophet has told us that you're not supposed to acquire knowledge to impress the scholars, or to acquire knowledge to try and argue with those who are less knowledgeable than you, or who are seen as the people who are ignorant. لِيُمَارِيَ بِهِ to try and do that act. لِيُمَارِيَ بِهِ الْعُلَمَاء أو لِيُجَادِلَ بِهِ السُّفَهَاء. The Prophet ﷺ said, those people will not even detect the fragrance of paradise. What is the reason why you have to go to a social platform and tell the whole world how big you are with your knowledge, and you're going to call the other person, and that's it. It's going to be the clash of the titans in knowledge. What's the point? I don't get it. Because Imam Shafi rahimahullah, he said a beautiful thing, and I want you to think about this. Imam Shafi said that you bring me, I think it goes along this quotation, that you bring me 100 scholars that are all against me in my opinion, and I will be able to inshallah convince them. But you bring me one ignorant person and I've lost. Because an ignorant person will start doing that. They will start shouting, they'll start abusing, they'll start challenging in public like it's kind of a fight. With knowledge, seriously. Imam Shafi rahimahullah has another quote. He used to say, every time I had a disagreement with my opponent, I used to make dua to Allah. Oh Allah, make the truth be manifest from the tongue of my opponent, and let me be the one who accepts the truth. Allahu Akbar. Now that is That is serious. That is a scholar. That is a scholar of the deen. Allahu Akbar. And these are the people that we should look up to and take our deen from and learn from. We're not supposed to make this into a fighting bout. So brothers and sisters, if you see that, just ignore it, please. I've ignored it. I haven't taken any names here, but it's kind of becoming a trend now where people are jumping on board and doing this with one another. It's wrong. It's wrong. And if anybody wants to, settle matters, just do it privately. Just finish it off, talk nicely. I've done that a few times with people who I've disagreed with, and it's so nice. It's a private environment. You sit together, you have hours on to present one another's evidences, and you talk nicely. There's no crowd there. There's nobody else. It's just you and him. That's it. Just you and him. Don't even call your right-hand man, your left-hand man, your other guy who's a bouncer, and some other guy who's this, that. Don't do that. Just you and him. Just sit down humbly with one another and just talk about your evidences. And even if you don't agree with one another, you'll walk away with respect. And that's what we need. We need respect. We need respect for people at this day and age, especially respect for the people who have knowledge. And this is disappearing. This is another thing that aches to see that knowledge is not something that is void of respect. If you disagree with someone, disagree with respect. And respect means don't try and make a fool out of them. Don't try and gang up on them just because you have got 300 boys with you, or maybe 3,000 boys with you, or 3,000 people, or 6,000 people with you in a whole world where you think you're all right. You don't know. The truth might not be with you. The truth might not be with you. The truth might be with the other person who's only got 2,000 people with him. It might be. You just don't know. So numbers don't mean that you're on the truth. If numbers meant that you're on the truth, then today Islam would be wrong, because Islam doesn't have as many numbers as Christians, as some other religions out there. Think about it. Half the world are Christians. Muslims are 1 billion. Christians are about 3 billion. So if you go with numbers, you're going to have to say that your Islam is probably not right. And we're not going to say that. But what I want you to think about is, within Islam, when you've got an ikhtilaf or a difference of opinion, don't just go by with a numbers game. Don't go by with the amount of pressure that you can create. Oh, he's right, therefore I'm with them, I must be right. No, be humble. Go and seek knowledge. Go and meet other people. Go and meet the other party. Go and sit with them if you're really serious about your knowledge and your deen. And keep it something where both of you can respect each other. Don't be abusive. Don't be abusive. Don't use foul language. Don't get angry. Don't throw emotion. Don't sort of get up and say, look at him, how does he use this? And be ready when your opponent uses a certain dalil or an evidence or a way, a principle or a principle of law, whatever they use, be ready. If you use it, then let your opponent use it. If you don't let your opponent use that principle of law, don't you use it. I kind of see again and again in arguments, people do this, they break the rules. They go against what they didn't do a little earlier on. So for example, their opponent might say, there are certain Sahaba who believed in this, and they've only got a few Sahaba, and you're sitting there thinking, oh, you've only got 2 Sahabi with you, I've got 8 Sahabi with me, Sayyidina Abdullah bin Masud, Sayyidina Ali, Sayyidina so-and-so. So you play the game where you've got more Sahaba. And you say, well, I must be more right because there's 8 on my side, there's only 2 Sahaba on your side. But then when the reverse happens, you're not ready to accept it. When he says to you, you've only got 2 and I've got 8 on my side on this second issue, you say, well, doesn't matter. What about this other evidence? Well, if it doesn't matter, then why did you use that evidence before? See, people don't stick to their principles half the times, and that really annoys me. If you sit together, make sure you tell each other your principles. On what grounds, what principles are you going to debate? And when you debate, be respectful. Give each other enough time to speak. Don't cut into other people's speech. A person speaking, give him 5 minutes. Then he stays quiet for 5 minutes. Then you speak for 5 minutes nicely. Then he speaks for 5 minutes. That's nice. That's respect. Not like you're speaking for 10 minutes and then the other person just opens his mouth and then you jab in again and speak again. No, I'm not accepting that. Whoa. Take it easy. We're not creating a monstrous world here where people just want to cut each other out. Anyway, Assalamu Alaikum wa Rahmatullahi wa Barakaathuhu.
حي على الفلاح.
The Safar curriculum covers all the Islamic educational needs of young Muslims today in a fun, simple and engaging way. Tried and tested for over 15 years at one of the UK's leading maktabs, the curriculum has been adopted by hundreds of institutions around the world and makes your child's journey in seeking knowledge easy, meaningful and dynamic. This innovative and comprehensive curriculum covers Quran and Tajweed, Islamic studies, du'as and surahs, as well as Arabic in an integrated and structured way. Visit safarpublications.org to find out more.